Dr. Palam Raju, Minister for Human Resource Development, Mr. Bernard Phillip, Acting High Commissioner of Australia, Mr. Philip Bullock, Chair, Australian Workforce Productivity Agency, Dr. S.S. Mantha, Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education, Mr. Dilip Chinoy, Chandrajit Banerjee, and friends. Dr. Palam Raju represents one of the highest officers in our country, and we are honored to have him amongst us today. Only yesterday at the third National Conference on Skill Development, Mr. Ramadurai stressed the need to make the skills movement a national movement, and your presence here is a reaffirmation of the importance that skills has received in this country. Mr. Bernard Phillip, Acting Australian High Commissioner to India, you have energized the ties between India and Australia, and we are thankful to you. We have always believed that the Australian government is a strategic partner in the skill development process in India. Australia has had fruitful bilateral relations with India, and besides the trade initiatives, skill development will strengthen relations between the two countries. There will be deeper understanding of the cultures and societies, as skills is all about working with real people. CII in the area of skills development has been engaging with Australia. CII is part of the Australia-India Working Group on Skill Development. The objective of the working group is to forge and strengthen ties in the skill space and further business ventures. Last year, CII business delegation visited Perth and Melbourne in Australia from 10th to 13th of July 2012 under the aegis of the Australia-India Working Group. The delegation attended the 2012 Australia-India Skills Conference held in Perth on 10th and 11th of July 2012. The conference aimed to foster innovation and collaboration and skills development between Australia and India by bringing together key players in the skill sectors of both countries. The conference helped prepare both Australian and Indian delegates to deliver further future prosperity and meet the various skills challenges both countries face moving into the 21st century. Develop innovative skill development collaborations, share best practice models, expand awareness of both countries' skill sectors, labor markets, and policy environments, and so on. CII is also working with Australian training partners to collaborate in setting up of training centers in India. A focused Indo-Australian skills meet was organized by CII on 15th March 2013, which saw participation from the Victoria Super Trade Mission to India. In a span of approximately 7 months, we have witnessed the present delegation of over 100 skill enthusiasts from Australia. A warm welcome to each one of you. Extreme diversity in terms of language, culture, and religion has made Indians adaptable. Therefore, you will realize that Indians are keen learners and adapt best practices much more willingly. We assure you of good working relationships and lasting friendships. CII embarked on a journey towards skill building with the objective of bridging the demand-supply mismatch and capacity building. CII has been collaborating closely with the government in pursuing skill development efforts. Different industry groups that are members of CII are partnering the central and state governments in upgrading 390 industrial training institutes through public-private partnerships. To look at skills development initiative in the country from a larger span, we can see that we have to move from a vicious circle to a virtuous cycle of high demand for skills and much more and better skills. The Industrial Training Institute Upgradation Scheme and the Modular Employable Skills Scheme have been two very important points of actions through the PPP mode to create a more conducive skills climate in the country. These two schemes, however, still require a clear policy implementation mandate along with enhanced coordination between industry and the government towards issues relating to trainers, faculty, assessors, etc. CII has had an action agenda on these schemes as well as another very important proposal of sector skill councils, which are of prime importance in building sector-specific competencies, quality assurance, curriculum development, qualification framework, and the recruitment and placement of trained and skilled workforce. CII has formed SSCs for logistics and supply chain management, healthcare, banking, financial services and insurance, life sciences, beauty and wellness, and hospitality. And the manufacturing and hydrocarbons SSCs are in progress. The National Skill Qualification Framework is another important area which requires urgent focus and work on the vocational education training, or the VET. Finally, all this would not bear fruit without a proper delivery mechanism for the action agenda, and CII is focusing on innovative hubs across the country. Branding of the skilled worker is an important imperative to ensure dignity of labor. CII has been taking this forward through CII Work Skill competition and continues to do so with participation in the World Skill International competition. There is also an urgent need in forecasting, both quantitative and qualitative, related to national strategies as well as timely and accurate information to industry. The skills development landscape is ready for international partnerships, and we will carry the skill agenda forward with all the stakeholders, nationally and internationally. In India, implementation of skills initiatives is delivered through state governments, whether it is through the ITIs or the short-term programs. The main sectors in which we could leverage each other's expertise with Australia are mining, food processing, hospitality, healthcare, and logistics. A training center dedicated to mining has been initiated between the CII and Australia in Kyonjar in the state of Orissa, one of the mining hubs in the country. CII is willing to extend assistance to Australian skill institutions to work with state governments in India. The other key area of focus could be sector skill councils, world skill competition, and learning ways to brand skills. Australian and Indian bilateral relationships have gone beyond trade to encompass skills education and innovation. Like both governments, the private sector too will also ensure that this relationship grows rapidly and generate momentum. I wish you a very successful conference and fruitful contacts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. S. Mahalingam, for your